Well, hello there, grandchildren. Welcome back to another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show, where Granny Goatee reviews your favorite foods. Today, unfortunately, we're not going to be reviewing any food, but I have Granny Goatee's sixth grain of goodness for everybody. First of all, I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend with your friends and family. It's just a beautiful day out here in Los Angeles. Take a look. We're walking right by the LA River. Not much of a river today. And I was thinking about this, grandchildren, about all the previous grains of goodness that I posted out here on YouTube for everybody that I think makes human beings better. Some of the more positive qualities about what makes human beings great. But what I realized is that I need to lay a little bit of a foundation with the grain of goodness that I missed because, well, briefly, let's go ahead and go over the first 5 grains of goodness that I posted. We have putting others before ourselves. How important it is to put others before ourselves, grandchildren. That was Granny Goatee's first grain of goodness. The second grain of goodness was being tolerant of others' beliefs, their lifestyle, as long as they're not hurting anybody. The third grain of goodness was not judging people by the cover, not judging a book by the cover, not judging people based on their looks, because there's a lot to people that you cannot determine just by looking at them. Doesn't matter what they look like, what color they are, where they're from. To truly know somebody, you really have to get to know them, right? And the fourth grain of goodness was giving people grace, a little bit of leeway. How important it is to not be so stringent and strict with your standards with people, and just, people make mistakes. Nobody is perfect, give a little grace. And the fifth grain of goodness was, of course, humility. It's very important to be humble, grandchildren. You don't want to be... Take a look at that. There's people riding their horses. Very cool. I wish I was riding a horse, but I wouldn't be able to do this video for y'all. Riding horses is fun. Actually, there's a little side tangent. The first time or the second time I ever went riding on horses, I was really a young gal back then, and they asked you if you are intermediate, an expert, beginner, and because some of the people that I was with were experts, or at least intermediate, they weren't beginners, I put expert because I didn't want to be left behind. And the horse I got was indeed only for experts, and it started to go. Just started to go, and I couldn't control it. And just like in a movie, I was approaching this tree branch, and I didn't know how to stop the darn thing. And so I ducked underneath, and I know just barely I dodged the tree branch, because if I didn't duck, I was going to hit the tree branch and I was going to fall off the horse. Anyway, moral of the story, lesson here is, if you are going horseback riding, be honest with your level of expertise. Or in this case, the lack thereof. Okay, anyway, I hope the noise is not bad. I'm right by the freeway, but hopefully it will be okay. So Granny Goatee's fifth grain of goodness was humility, but the sixth grain of goodness, the next one that I want to talk to, actually, let's go back, because I think the freeway is going to ruin the video. You see a freeway right next to me? So there's a little bit of a hill up here, and when I go down that hill, you don't hear all of the cars zooming by. So Granny Goatee's 6th grain of goodness, grandchildren, is strength, right? It's so important to be strong, to be physically strong, to be spiritually strong, to be emotionally strong, because the world has a lot to throw at us, and we have to be able to handle it, okay? And on top of all of that, the first 5 grains of goodness, what happens is, if you do act that way towards people, and you are humble, and you do give them grace, and you do put them before yourself, and you don't judge them by what they look like, and you are just, if you live by these principles, many people in the world are going to try to take advantage of you. They're going to try to manipulate you. They're going to try to use you as a stepping stone to try to get a level up, particularly in a city like Los Angeles, where it's very, very, many people here are very self-centered, and there's a reputation of Angelinos being like that. Okay, grandchildren, so it's very important to be strong, okay, so that you can stand up for yourself, all right, and not let other people take advantage of you, okay? And life throws so much at you. It's not only important to be physically strong, but it's important to be emotionally strong, emotionally mature. It's important to be spiritually strong. Sometimes being physically strong and spiritually strong, at least for Granny Goatee, it's not enough. And I sometimes, you just need to let it go, and you need to pray, and you need to give it to God at times. So I think spiritual strength is important too, okay? But I wanted to let everybody know that, because if we do go out there and we practice the first 5 grains of goodness, which I think every human being should do, we are going to encounter people that are going to try to use that kindness, that generosity, that goodness, that those good qualities of being a human, and they're going to try to use that to their advantage to take advantage of you. So that's why there needs to be a foundation of strength. So when you recognize that, you can stand up for yourself, you can push back, and you can protect yourself, you can protect your loved ones, okay? Because the world is not a paradise. All right, grandchildren. Thank you for joining me on another episode. I will be getting a new food review out for you. I don't understand what's up with Jack in the Box, man. Jack in the Box had all these deals coming out. I even posted on a community post that they have 74-cent Jumbo Jacks for the next week, starting I think on the 17th. But yesterday I tried to use it on the app to try to film a video for y'all, and it wasn't working. And then today they changed that deal to 74-cent Jumbo Jack after a $10 purchase. I mean, that just sucks, Jack in the Box. You put out some information, you put it out a certain way, just keep it like that. Why are you changing it back? Why are you changing it to something else? I just don't understand. All right, you made a promotion, you did the advertising, just keep it that way. Don't switch it back to like $10. Who's gonna pay $10 to get a Jumbo Jack? What kind of a deal is that? Anyway, these companies, man, just tripping. Anyway, grandchildren, thank you for hearing my little bit of a rant. Thank you for listening to my 6th grain of goodness, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will get you a video out in the next several days or so, okay? I'll see you next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.